I took the time after Stitch when I got home from being out of town in Ohio to clean up my sewing room. Got everything put away, so I thought it'd be a good time to show it to you while it's still neat. Over here to the left is my sewing machine and serger table, an old antique office chair that belonged to my grandfather. I need to put new wheels on it. My husband made me this spool board, oh gosh, 15-20 years ago to hang all my spools on. I love it. My ornament tree on top of a little filing cabinet. All of my cross-stitching books and magazines with all the ironing supplies on top. A bookshelf full of miscellaneous stitching supplies and things. That basket has all my Mania pieces in it. The piece to the left of it is on the scroll rods is my oldest whip. I'll show you about that in my next video that I finally pulled out and put on scroll rods. Victorian Christmas. And then the taller one, this one is Morning Has Broken that I work on Sundays. My husband also made me a coat rack type thing at the same time 20 years ago, because I used to always have all of my cross stitch pieces, and still do, all were in a bag, all in a separate bag, so I could just grab the bag and go, especially when I had little kids. So he decided I needed this on the wall to hang all my cross stitch project bags on. All of those bags do not have projects in them right now. A lot of them are empty. Some have some crocheting and knitting in them. Some have some other miscellaneous stuff in them. So those are not, I did count up my projects, but those are the other day, but those are not all full. Most of those are up by my stitching nest. There's my Stitch 9 board so that I can remember what my Stitch 9 is. 3 of them are done. There are 6 more to go. I do diamond painting as well. This is my current diamond painting piece. I would tell you the name if it was on there right now, but I can't see it. I have finished 3. They're hanging up in my office. I should show you those sometime. This is my magnet board. All my needle minders that I traded at StitchCon, and some that I had before that. There is my magnet board that lists all my whips. Catherine, you will be happy to know that there is now a magnet on there for every whip, every single one. There are 37. You will notice that these 3, Catherine Bossdaughter, were over here in craft prison, and they have now come out of craft prison because I have a plan for all 3 of those this summer. Victorian Christmas is the one over there in the bag. But I do have 37 current whips. But I looked at what was all in the plan to have finished before Mania next year, and there are 23 that should be finished by Mania next year. So figure we're doing good. That little box is a cute, cute box that my brother Walter and his wife Juliana gave me. You color it. It's so you can color it with fabric markers. I have this shelf over here with some miscellaneous cross-stitch stuff on it. That pile to the right there are the stockings. That's where the stockings live, Christmas stockings. That's where Andrew should have been when I couldn't find it. It's there now, and Kevin and I's. All the other kids have taken theirs home. These are finished projects that are hanging, not framed, but hanging. Paula Vaughn is back there on the stretcher bars. Let's see if I can show you that. September quilt, I believe. If I scoot these over, you can see this is a Sudoku canvas piece. Oh, her name is on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it. My little ornament from Blackberry Lane. My Ort container. My little metal box that I did the top of it at a retreat back in 2006. That I keep needles in. That's where I keep all my needles. This rocking chair my dad made, and he asked me to make a seat cushion and we decided to do a stool as well. That is the only needlepoint, maybe the second in my life needlepoint project I've ever done. It's Acanthus Leaves by, it's from the original wallpaper by William Morris. I cannot think of the needlepoint designer. It starts with a B. Oh, you're all telling me what it is, all you who needlepoint. Beautiful, beautiful design. It was a nightmare of a project trying to get it to fit on the seat. It did not end up working well because of the size of canvas that I had. It's got way too much up here and not enough back there to make it centered, and I had to actually add canvas to it. You can see right there on the seam, that's where I had to add a piece of canvas. That was a nightmare. I'm just glad it was over. But it's beautiful. I love it. I love the rocking chair. Love the project. Love the colors. It's still the most gorgeous thing. And then I have, this is where all my floss is organized. The boxes have the overdyed cotton and silks up there in different boxes. Inside the boxes, usually there's a ring, and or they're in little baggies lined up. That basket is all of my classic Colorworks floss on rings. And then all of my DMC is in these two cabinets that I bought at a yard sale from someone who was getting rid of the fixtures from a store. So they are actually DMC cabinets. I love them. The baggies aren't working very well in them because the baggies are too tall, so might have to rethink that. But for right now, that's all my DMC. This is a project that my son Michael, while he was serving a mission for 2 years in Germany several years ago, came up with this. It's his personal creed, his personal mantra that he loves. He asked me if I would make it into a cross stitch, so I designed the words while he was gone. We were emailing back and forth. It's based on a scripture, Romans 13, 8 through 10. And then when he got home, he helped me design the scroll work around it. While they were moving, the glass got broke, so I just need to order a new frame and fix that for him. This is a Whirligig that my dad made that is usually outdoors, but when we did our remodel, I had to take it down, and it lost a fin in a windstorm on the end down here, so I need to fix that. But he is, let's see if I can turn it around. When he's working outside, when the wind blows, he turns the crank to the car, and the fins in the back turn him. Cute, cute, cute. He made it and I painted it. One for him and one for me. Just need to repair it, put it outside now that our... And this was a needlepoint that my Aunt Kathy did on... She was away on a 2-year church mission in Denmark when I was born. And that was a needlepoint that she did while she was on her mission in Denmark. She has since passed away, but I've kept that. This is the cabinet where I keep all of my smalls, cross-stitch smalls that I finished, on display in there. Oh, maybe I should open it and show them to you, huh? While we're here. I was going to say I'll do that on another day, but why not? Do it right now. Do it right now. I've showed you this little chair before that my sister-in-law Juliana made for me. There's a doll back there that belonged to my aunt. This is a Catherine Theron class piece. That is, looks like this on the back. I think I've showed that to you before. This is an embroidery piece that belonged to my aunt, Kathy, same aunt, that I have kept. It is beautiful. I wish you could see that. I wish it would focus better. Will it focus? Nope. It is all crewel embroidery. It's beautiful. This is the old Swan Sampler Guild. We did this piece as a 10-year anniversary piece. And it has a little ruler holder that goes with it. And then a tiny little scissor fob. See if I can get it to focus. Nope. Okay, now it won't do anything. There we go. This is a ruler by Milady's Needle, I believe, the pattern. It's an acrylic ruler that has a made so that you can put a design in it that you've cross-stitched. This is my toy box etui by Betsy Morgan that I showed you in my, I don't know, third or fourth video. You can go back and see that. The picture on the video is me holding up one of the toys in here, so you'll be able to find it. That was the hardest finishing that I have ever done. Oh, I believe Carolyn Manning Webb brought us these from a trip she went on. She's a designer. This is a scissor fob that my dad made for me. This was from the Swan Retreat where we went to Cedar City, where Betsy Morgan, with same class where we had this toy box with Betsy Morgan. We had a Shakespeare retreat in Cedar City. I made this for my Aunt Dorothy. Not really my aunt, but she was Kathy's best friend, an honorary aunt. It's an Altoid tin top. This was the roll I took my finishes to StitchCon in. This was a gift from that same retreat, the Shakespeare retreat, that the Swan Sampler Guild did. This was a gift, let's see if I can open it up for you, that everyone got. It opens up and has a laying tool inside with a cute little fob on it. It's a little tool holder for any tools, needlework tools. This was a piece from Threads Through, one of the pieces of Threads Through Time that the Swan Sampler Guild did. This is the, ooh, this might be the, seems like it's a needle book, but I can't remember if it's a little pocket or a needle book. But that's the only part of the Threads Through Time that I have finished so far. I'm sure you will all recognize this. Little House Needleworks. Wherever I go, whatever I do, I'm never alone. My stitching comes too. I stitched that and made it into this envelope. And a little accessory bag, and then a little needle book. Our local guild, EGA Guild, sponsored the Rocky Mountain region seminar one year in 2010, and this was the, we had this mystery piece leading up to it, and they sent out a section each month for you to stitch. This was mine. Monica Ferris came and spoke, so we kind of had a mystery story going on leading up to it, and all the little parts that came with this had a little part of the mystery story in it. This was a box I showed you before that I made at an OOE retreat back in 2006-2007. I believe the top was designed by Jan at Tree of House Samplings, Tree of Life Samplings. And then Vonna taught us, Vonna Pfeiffer came to the retreat and taught us how to finish it on the top of this box. And then I just have a couple of project bags with projects in there. All right. This is a closet full of craft stuff, fabric, supplies. I have some drawers, project bags. This lamp is right here because that's what I use when I'm making a video in here to adjust the lighting. This pile of fabric is going to be project bags. And then I have a baker's, the metal baker's shelves you can get from Costco or several places probably. I just have this fabric hanging over it so I don't have to look at the visual clutter. I do better in here when I can't see all the visual clutter. Some scrapbooking stuff on the bottom, wrapping stuff, my sewing box, some frames, my old sewing patterns, more frames, a plastic canvas Barbie house that I don't know if I'll ever finish that now, that I'll make maybe for my grandkids. I was helping Walter and Juliana, my brother and sister-in-law, make it for their girls. And then I have some yarn storage up on the top shelf. And then of course everything has stuff stacked on top. All my felt supply. That colorful bag is full of pony beads. My kids used to do little lizards and stuff. I've kept them for my grandkids. This box right here is full of all of my grandmother's knitting and sewing supplies. I kept them all in there. I've used them several times. All right, and then we're back around to the door. So that's it.